Hello students, today we are going to do digestive system. Digestive system, what does this digestive system does and how it is constructed and what work it does. Every day we eat food. Every day we eat chapati, rice, dal. Every day we eat food. Why? Because we need energy. We need energy. So this food is for giving energy. Not only giving energy but also repairing ourselves. And small children, they have to grow. So growth takes place when balanced diet is taken, nutritious food is taken, proper growth takes place. And later on it is for and every day we get energy for various work to be done. Without food we cannot exist, and which system helps us to get that energy? That is the digestive system. It digests the food for our usage. So let us see which are the organ, which are the parts which are beneficial, which are useful for. Before that, let us see what are the nutrients which we get from the food. What we get when we eat rice, what we get when we eat chapati, dal, and how it is beneficial. So to be healthy and disease free, we should have nutritious food. Nutrient can be divided into two types of nutrient: macronutrient and micronutrient. Macro, we require in large quantity. We require sugar, that is, we require carbohydrate, rice and chapatis, that is carbohydrate. We get carbohydrate. And carbohydrate is necessary for energy. Without carbohydrate, we will not have sufficient energy for the work. So macronutrients you can say that is required in large quantities. Carbohydrate which we get from rice, chapati, potato, sugar cane, it is ready energy, that is ready sugar. Protein, that is all the types of dal, pulses, they consist of protein. Milk consists of protein. So this protein is required for the growth of the body, for the repair, the wear and tear. Every day wear and tear takes place, that has to be repaired. Without protein, it is not possible. For children, if they don't get sufficient amount of protein, then the wear and tear won't be done. They won't be repaired. Wear and tear won't be repaired, and the growth won't take place. So protein is necessary for growth and to repair the wear and tear of everyday life. So all the children should have milk, sufficient amount of milk. Milk will consist of vitamins, protein and minerals also. Calcium, phosphorus present in the milk. So milk is very necessary for children for their growth. Now fats: ghee, oil, butter. Ghee, oil, butter, they are fats. They are also required in large quantity, and they are also required for various metabolism, and they should be present in proper quantity for the growth, for the repair, and for our existence. These are macronutrients. And what are micronutrients? Micro means they have to be present in very little quantity, but without that it will cause various problems in metabolism, it will cause problem in growth, and various problems will be there in the body if this mineral and vitamins are not present. So which are the minerals? Very important. Iron, as you know, it's required in RBCs, red blood corpuscles. They are red in color because of the presence of iron. Iron required. Sodium required for proper heartbeat. We require sodium. Calcium, phosphorus for bones, teeth. Teeth is part of bone. So if your bones are strong, teeth are strong, your skeletal system is strong, you require calcium and phosphorus for the skeletal system to be strong. Vitamin A, B, C, D, various vitamins are there, which you will study later on in detail. So vitamin A if you don't have insufficient quantity, night blindness, your eyes will be spoiled, and B, your nerves will be spoiled if you don't have sufficient B vitamin. C, your overall health will be degenerated, your gums will start bleeding, your skin will start breaking. So many problems will be caused due to deficiency of vitamin C. D, you will have soft bone, your bones won't be developed. So where you get vitamin D? Sunlight gives you vitamin D, and various animal products also. See, plants and animal product, but remember, when the food is cooked very deeply, then the vitamin C gets destroyed. So make it a point that you have some fruit or vegetable which is not cooked in salad, and every day you should have some raw food, vegetable or fruit for your good health and your mental and physical health both. B vitamin you get in grains, whole grains you should have, not the one made up of maida, pizza, burger. They are made up of maida. They will be deprived of this vitamin. So your mental health will degenerate with junk food. So all these vitamins are very necessary, and you have to have good, nutritious, healthy food, balanced diet for best mental and physical health, and to develop your immunity such that you are disease free. Whenever the disease organism enters, your immunity is strong. They just push them out, and you are hale and hearty every time. So when you eat the food, first thing, you put in the alimentary canal where it starts with the mouth. You put the food in your mouth. Even the mouth parts, each and every mouth part helps in digestion. See, your mouth helps you to talk, but actually it helps in eating the food, digesting to some extent, crushing it so that when it reaches the stomach, it is not very solid, very big particle, but smaller particle. So let us start with our buccal chamber, which has got the teeth in it, teeth and tongue. Remember, even the tongue is very beneficial for digestion. What it does? First thing is, you have to taste the food. So on this there are special cells, which are sensory cells, which helps you to get that particular taste. So what the tip is for the sweetness: salt, sour, bitter. You can see this structure: sweet, salty, sour, bitter. You can try this, take this experiment, take this different taste in the different bowl, and drop by drop you place it on different points and see how the taste bud works on your tongue. So this is the tongue. As soon as you take on the tongue, that pushes towards the teeth. So first you have to bite it. Bite, incisor, they are beneficial in biting. You bite that food. After biting, canine is for tearing the food, canine. Then there are premolars and molars. They are beneficial for crushing and grinding the food. This is the structure of this incisor, canine, premolar, molar. It is constructed in such a way that they do that particular function of biting, tearing, and then crushing, chewing the food. And remember, when you eat the food, chew it, it is more beneficial for your system. So you have to stay calm, sit quietly and chew the food. In the buccal chamber itself, below the tongue, if you roll the tongue upwards, below you will see some fluid oozing out like this. So which is that fluid? Saliva it is, and two glands you can see, glands are situated, salivary glands are situated below the tongue. They are situated below the tongue. Here the salivary glands are situated below the tongue. they secrete the saliva. Sometimes you see the food and the secretion starts, because as you see from the brain, it goes to the salivary glands that now you have to secrete. So watery mouth means secretion of saliva. Now this saliva helps to mix with the food. And if you take a small particle of chapati or little rice and go on chewing continuously, it mixes with the saliva, because saliva consists of digestive enzyme amylase. The substance which you are eating, carbohydrate which you are eating, will turn to sugar and you'll taste it sweet. So you can try this experiment yourself. This salivary gland will secrete saliva, which will consist of amylase, which helps in digestion of carbohydrate and turning into sugar, which will give ready energy. So more you chew, you have more ready energy. You need not wait for further digestion to the intestine. It will give you ready energy. Now this teeth, different types of teeth. If you take one teeth and see the structure, you have to keep your teeth very healthy. How do you keep? With good nutritious food. Drink milk every day, your teeth will be strong. And see that you brush your teeth every night. What happens during the day? Your enzymes are active, so the bacteria does not get the chance to grow on the teeth. But as you sleep, the bacteria, the sugar which is attached to your teeth will attract bacteria. Bacteria will grow on that sugar, and then it will reach the enamel. It will reach the, it will affect the enamel, because it is placed on the enamel, the outer covering. This is known as the enamel. The outer covering is known as the enamel. It will be there in the enamel, and it will start digging hole, and caries will be formed. The holes will be formed. There will be, your teeth will degenerate. So those caries, those holes will lead to further degeneration of the crown. Below the enamel, the coating is the crown, the hard teeth. That will also get degenerated, and when it reaches the nerve, the pulp, then you will have severe pain. Initially you won't feel the pain, but then there will be pain, and sometimes the teeth has to be removed. If it is milk teeth, when you are smaller than 5-6 years, then it's okay, new teeth will be grown. But later on, permanent teeth, if it is removed, it is gone forever. But if you preserve those teeth, it will remain throughout life healthy. So brush your teeth, take care of your teeth, and whenever you have sweet, see that you gargle it. Remove that sweetness from your teeth so that it does not cause cavities. Now, so this is the structure for one tooth, and it has got enamel, you can see, outer covering, and below this enamel is the crown. Crown is on the upper side, and the lower side, the neck is the part in between, and lower side is the root. So here the enamel, crown, neck, and then the root. Inside you will find the soft pulp, which will consist of nerves, and they are attached to arteries and veins, which will supply nutrition, will supply blood through nutrition through blood to keep your teeth healthy. So this is the structure of a tooth, and these are the different types of tooth. Milk teeth, they are few in number. They are 20 in number, because children have few molars. When after some time, at the age of 5-6, those milk teeth will fall, and you will have permanent teeth. Permanent teeth will be 16 up and 16 down. So total is 32. You can see incisor, canine, premolars, molars, and then there is a wisdom tooth which will prop up at the age of 17 to 18, or later on also sometime. Sometimes wisdom tooth will never come out. It will just remain below the gums. So that is not actually required for us, but still we get wisdom tooth, and there are so many teeth which has to be preserved for healthy biting, chewing and churning the food. So this takes to the tongue rolls it with the saliva, and then there's a ball which is known as bolus, which goes into our esophagus. Pharynx and then esophagus. Esophagus is the pipe which connects to the stomach, and in stomach the churning takes place and the food is made into pulp. Then it goes into the intestine, then it is thrown out of the body, that is egestion takes place. So when we take in the food, it is ingestion, and when it is thrown out of the body, it is egestion. Ingestion, egestion, ejected out. And what happens in between is digestion. And after digestion, assimilation takes place. You have got glucose, amino acid, you have got. So what it has to be done? It has to be utilized. Glucose for energy, release energy. Then amino acid, that is smallest part of the protein, that has to be built up. Building dalo. Then fats has various uses in the metabolism. So usage is assimilation. You assimilate it for the usage of those substances. So we require energy to do work, and let us see the actual digestive system, how the digestion takes place. Now this is the diagram, this is the structure, full digestive system you can see. You can see the mouth, the salivary gland, pharynx is the passage, just passage of the food. From pharynx it will come into esophagus. Esophagus is a long tube which connects from the pharynx to the stomach. It's just a passage, no chemical reaction takes place, nothing, it's just a passage. Now here it comes into the stomach, and there are various glands which are present for the digestion, like liver, pancreas. These are the glands. Even there are glands present in the small intestine. So these are the glands, but the structure as it passes comes into the stomach. From stomach it comes into the small intestine, and you can see small intestine how it is beautifully coiled. It is beautifully coiled. It is around 5 meters, which is beautifully coiled and compact, and inside our body, which leads to the large intestine, which leads into the large intestine. Large intestine, here the food passes, absorption takes place, and the food is digested out. It is thrown out of the body. So let us see how actually the digestion takes place chemically also. From mouth, little digestion has taken place. Starch, on starch, amylase, which is present, ASE, lase, that means it's an enzyme. Enzymes, they help the reaction to take place at a fast rate without taking part in the reaction. So they are catalysts. Enzymes are catalysts. They help to carry out the reaction very fast. So starch, which enzyme is reacting? Amylase, which is present in the salivary gland and which converts into sugar, maltose, which will be further into the digestive system. So this is the digestion which takes place in the mouth. From mouth it forms bolus, a round structure which passes into the esophagus. In esophagus it passes with peristalsis. Peristalsis is a movement, contraction and relaxation of the muscles to pass that bolus from esophagus. It comes into the stomach slowly. If there was no peristalsis, the pipe would have been smooth and it would have just fallen dup. But it comes slowly. And when a person is sick, still a person can eat food, it is because of peristalsis. otherwise it would not have been possible eating while lying down. So peristalsis helps the movement of muscles, contraction, relaxation, and slowly it comes into the stomach. No chemical reaction takes place, only some mucus gets attached to it. Now it comes into the stomach. Stomach is the big bag. It churns 1, 2 like washing machine. It churns the food. Continuously it churns the food. Here more of mechanical churning takes place, but few chemical reaction also takes place. Like proteins is acted by the pepsin. Protein, undigested protein. Some enzymes will react. These are enzymes. Pepsin will react and convert into peptones. They are the simpler forms of protein. Some digestion of protein has taken place. They have converted into peptones. So by which enzymes? Pepsin. It's very easy to remember. The sound is very similar. Proteins, pepsin, peptones. Then they are enzyme, pepsin. Now here casein, that is the protein which is present in the milk. Small child will have only milk. With that protein it will grow. So casein is the milk protein. On that renin will react. The child has liquid food. They take only liquid, but excreta is solid. Why? Because that liquid is converted into solid by this enzyme, renin. Renin, that causes curdling. Curdling is something becoming like a paneer. It curdles. So here curdling takes place. Casein by renin, it curdles, and that becomes a solid substance which is there. Now for small child the digestion will take place of that solid protein, and then whatever waste will, absorption will take place, and then waste will be excreted out. So this two chemical reaction takes place in the stomach, but as such there is more of the food will remain for 3-4 hours, more of mechanical churning will get and remember here the medium here turns acidic due to the presence of hydrochloric acid. Dilute HCl is present in the stomach. It will kill all the microorganism which has entered with the food, and the medium will change, and this chemical reaction takes place in that particular medium. So in stomach this chemical reaction is taking place. After it has churned, it has become liquid, and that manthan of that food has taken place. So now it will come out. It will come out as chyme. It will come out as chyme. The food which it comes out of the stomach is known as chyme, CHYMA. Now it will enter the intestine. It will enter the intestine, and here the liver. Liver is the largest gland. You can see this largest gland. It will give the secretion. What is the secretion of liver? It is bile. Now what does the bile does? First it has to come into the gallbladder. There is a structure attached to it which stores the bile. Whenever bile is required, it will be pumped into the intestine along with the pancreatic juice. Both will come together, pour into the intestine for the digestion to take place. But what is the function of bile? It acts on the fats. It acts on the fats. Fats, if it is supposing this big structure, then it will break into smaller structure, smaller fats. So this process of converting into smaller fat is known as emulsification. It will not chemically digest but break the particle into smaller fats. So that process is known as emulsification. So here bile will be stored, given into the intestine for emulsification, breaking the fats into simpler form. Now here there is a leaf-like structure, whitish leaf-like structure, which gives out a secretion which is yellowish green, greenish yellow, which will be given into the intestine. So both will combine and give. There is a common duct from gallbladder and the pancreas. Common duct will give out a secretion where in the upper part of the intestine. Upper part of intestine is known as duodenum. It will give in duodenum. And what will happen in duodenum? This chemical reaction will take place. There is a chemical digestion. Chemical digestion takes place in the upper part, duodenum, and lower part, ileum. Jejunum, there is no chemical changes which takes place. So here you see what happens in the duodenum, what happens into the upper part of the intestine. Here the starch. You should be very thorough what type of food you have eaten. You have studied the macronutrient, carbohydrate, fats, protein. 3 macronutrient. So all this food you take every day. Supposing you take only chapati, still it will contain some amount of starch and some amount of fats also. So all this has to be digested simply if you take chapati. But of course you will take dal, rice and vegetables. All this will get digested, and fibers if you have, vegetables you have, it helps in excretion. You will study later on. Here we have reached here upper part of intestine. Pancreas has released its juice, pancreatic juice. Liver, it has released in gallbladder. Gallbladder, whenever pancreas is releasing, gallbladder will also release, because digestion will take place simultaneously. So now this pipe is releasing their secretion and digestion is taking place. So here starch, the rice which you have taken, okay, you take 1 starch. Pancreatic juice, from pancreatic juice which enzymes will be reacting? The pancreatic juice will consist of all this enzyme, but on starch which will be reacting? Amylase. Here you have seen amylase. Here in mouth also amylase, here also amylase. This starch will get converted into maltose. Here this sugar is also maltose. So up till now this maltose will also reach here, and now pancreas is converting. Slowly everything will get digested. And then the waste which cannot be digested will be thrown out of the body. But here this has converted into maltose, which will ultimately get converted into glucose, which will give us energy. So we have reached here. Step by step digestion is taking place. So amylase from the pancreatic juice is converting starch into maltose. Now protein. Some part is just protein, it is not digested, but some part has converted into peptones. Some protein has become simpler form, peptones. Now this peptones will be reacted by the trypsin. Here you have got this peptones by pepsin, some part will be in peptones form. So this peptones has to be further digested. You have completely undigested protein plus peptones. Some digestion has taken place, which will be reacted upon by trypsin. Trypsin. This is enzyme. This is just breaking them into simpler form. तोड़ रहा है. So टूटने के बाद it has become peptides. But still it has not become amino acids. It will further get digested. When you say it is digested, when it has become amino acid. When this sugar has become glucose, then it is digested. When the protein becomes amino acid, it is digested. When the fats become lipid, then it is digested. So they are in the process of digestion. So it is not very straight and simple. You have to remember step by step what is happening where. You have to be clear about this. And once you are clear, the concepts are clear, you will be able to study further and clear the NEET also. Now protein, peptones, trypsin becomes peptides. Emulsified fats. What are fats? Fats which are bigger particle have become smaller particle. Those are known as emulsified fats, simpler fats. So now this enzyme will be able to react easily. Like it had reacted on this, there would have been difficulty. Only outer part would have been reacted upon. But now they have been crushed, they have been made into smaller particles. So easy for enzymes to react on each particle and get it digested. So now emulsified fat has become lipase. Sorry, it is reacted upon by lipase. Emulsified fats reacted upon by enzyme. ACE is for enzyme. So lipase acts on this emulsified fats to get converted into fatty acids and glycerol. So we have reached the digestion up till here in the upper part of the small intestine. So now the next part, which is the upper part, is known as duodenum. This happens in duodenum. Next part is jejunum. Then is ileum. Ileum, further digestion will take place. Further digestion will take place in ileum, and then it will be given in the large intestine to be thrown out of the body by the renal opening. Jejunum, there's no digestion takes place. Ileum, further digestion will takes. Let us see what digestion takes place in the ileum. Now after the digestion in the upper part of the intestine, as you have seen, is divided into three parts, that is duodenum, jejunum and ileum. So we have already seen what digestion takes place in the duodenum. Jejunum, no digestion takes place, and now it has come into ileum. Ileum has got the lining itself, the last part of the intestine, the lining itself has got intestinal juices. Intestinal juices consist of many enzymes which will ultimately lead to the digestion of whatever food we had taken. Ultimate digestion takes place, and now when it goes into the large intestine, the ultimate egestion takes place. So now let us study how and what digestion takes place in the last part of intestine, that is ileum. The food has reached ileum. The travelling has started from the mouth, it has reached ileum. So what happens in ileum? Peptides, protein which you had taken has broken into simpler form, that is peptides. Simpler form of proteins, but not ultimate. It will further simplify, become amino acid. So it has to become amino acid. This is ultimate protein digestion. Protein digestion has taken place when it has become amino acid. But how do peptide becomes amino acid? It's with the help of enzyme erepsin. So here the enzyme which is reacting to convert the protein or the peptide into amino acid is erepsin. So now we have got amino acid. Amino acid absorption will take place in intestine itself. Last part is for digestion and absorption. Absorption will take place of an amino acid. It will go into the blood. Wherever repair work is there, amino acids will come together and become again that type of protein which is required. See, we eat different type of protein. Some people vegetarian, some are non-vegetarian, but our muscles, our structure remains same. Why? Because now building up of this will take place according to our need. So will be same whatever protein we take in, because now this amino acid building will take place, repair will take place. So now this is over. Sugar, different type of sugar will take. Maltose is one type of sugar which will ultimately become glucose. How does it become glucose? That is with the help of maltase. On maltose, maltase will react. Maltose is a sugar, and this maltase is an enzyme which will convert into glucose. Now we have got glucose, it will go into the bloodstream, it will release energy. An excess amount of glucose will be converted further in the liver. But it will be required to give energy. First priority is to give energy. So it will release energy. Now again, further this sugar is formed by the digestion. Sucrase, on sucrose, sucrase will react to form glucose and fructose. So glucose absorption will take place, energy, release energy. Excess glucose has to be stored in liver, but first priority, release energy. People, those who have diabetes, they are not able to convert excess amount of glucose into glycogen and store, so it creates problem. But whatever is required for energy, energy is released. Lactose present in milk, sugar which is present in the milk is lactose. Which enzyme will react on it? Lactase. Lactase will convert this lactose into glucose, energy. Small child also having milk will have this sugar that will be into energy. For energy what we require? Glucose. Glucose, energy, plus galactose. Now we have seen the ultimate digestion of protein, starch. Now the fats. Fats, they are emulsified, made into smaller particles, and on that lipase will be reacting. Lipase will be reacting on the fats to convert into fatty acids. Fatty acids won't be absorbed in the blood. It won't be absorbed in the blood, by the blood. It will have small pipes where it will be stored for energy and various metabolic process. So now this digestion also has taken place. Fat digestion also has taken place. Now in the intestine, if you take a section of intestine, so I hope you have understood how the ultimate digestion takes place with the enzymes which has been released by the intestine, by the intestinal juices. So digestion has taken place, absorption will take place in this ileum. Now so many things, absorption has to be taken place in the intestine itself. Now what increases the rate of absorption? If you take a section of intestine, you will see small structure which are known as villi. Villus, singular, villi, plural. Many villi will be present. It is to increase the area of absorption. Folds will be there. So if it has been smooth, supposing 1 centimeter it is, if it is smooth, it will be 10 centimeter when it is put into the curve. So it increases the area of absorption, and therefore it is beneficial. They are very small and delicate, so it increases the rate of absorption, that is villi. It will increase the rate of absorption. Now everything what has to be done in the intestine is over. Small intestine, it is over. Now it will come into the large intestine. So let us study the structure of large intestine. Large intestine, there is a cecum, and then it will continue into this inverted U like structure, that is colon. This is colon. Here absorption of moisture will take place here as it passes. It is just 1.5 meter in length, and absorption will take place in cecum, colon, and colon will continue, and it will continue into rectum. Now rectum is the last part, which will the end part will have a sphincter muscle. There is a circular muscle which closes the anus so that we don't excrete, it stops excretion, and when it relaxes, the waste is thrown out through the rectum. So anus is the opening and it is kept closed by the sphincter muscles. SPINCTERMUSCLE, sphincter muscles. Now there is an appendix attached at cecum. At this junction of small and large intestine there is an appendix. It's a vestigial organ. We don't require it. And sometimes people suffer from infection of appendix. That time appendix is removed because it causes pain in the body. Now it is a vestigial organ. We have it because our forefathers had it for digestion of cellulose. We don't require digestion of cellulose. It has to be thrown out. So here appendix is present. Here cecum, colon, rectum and anus, the waste is thrown out. So this is how it has started from the mouth. So let us just revise it, how it has happened, and the complete digestion. We had started from mouth, saliva, amylase, it consisted of amylase, then it came into the esophagus, stomach. Here the digestion took place in the stomach. It formed chyme. Digestion had taken place with the help of renin, that is curdling of the milk, and the digestion of protein, pepsin, and then after digestion becoming a smooth liquid like, semi-liquid like substance known as chyme, it came into the small intestine, it came into duodenum, and from duodenum it came into jejunum. Now before that, in intestine, the juices which are released, the enzyme which are released, liver releases the bile. It is the largest organ gland of our body. It is known as the laboratory of our body. It stores its bile in the gallbladder. Gallbladder gives the pipe to the intestine along with the pancreatic juice. Pancreatic pipe, they form a common duct, common pipe to release pancreatic juice and bile together in the small intestine, the first part, duodenum. And digestion takes place in the duodenum, then it comes into the jejunum, and then in duodenum, pancreatic juice does the digestion and bile does the emulsification of fats. Then it comes into the ileum. Intestinal juices are released in the ileum, and this is what the digestion takes place in the ileum, the last part. Ultimately we get amino acids, that is protein digested, starch digested, glucose, fructose, glucose, galactose, and then emulsification of emulsified fats converted into fatty acids, and the absorption takes place with the help of villi, and it is taken up by the blood, and fatty acids are taken by various other tubes to be stored for whenever required for energy and various other processes. And here after absorption, here it comes into cecum, colon, here the absorption takes place, and then it comes into the rectum, and then it is thrown out through the anus. So the egestion takes place. Egestion takes place. We have seen ingestion, that is taken in, and here egestion, that is thrown out. In between the digestion takes place, and absorption takes place. The food is absorbed, and then assimilation takes place. Assimilation is utilization of amino acids for repair, for growth, for various metabolic activities. Glucose, which is required for releasing energy. Here amino acid, glucose, fats, fatty acids is used for energy whenever required, or it can be used for various metabolic process. So this is the complete digestion, absorption, assimilation, egestion process. This happens by this digestive system. This is the diagram for the digestive system. So now with this the digestive system gets over. So please like, share and subscribe. Okay, bye bye.